All right, welcome back. It's the Avid Investor Podcast with me, your host, Josh Adamek. And today we're going to talk about the importance of giving back and what that means to me. So, when I talk about giving back, I'm not necessarily just talking about writing a check to a charity or doing a donation or doing a monthly donation. I'm talking about the different ways of giving back, the different organizations that I'm involved with, and what I do. And the reason why I wanted to talk about this is because my hope is that it's some of the a portion of, if not all, this message might hit home and maybe motivate you to do something similar, or point you in a direction, lead you in a direction to something that's equally important to you. So let's get into it. First off, there's a couple of different things that I want to talk about. A couple of different organizations that I'm involved with, why I'm involved with them, and what they mean to me. So, first off, number one on top of that list. Organizations that I'm involved with would be Acre of Pittsburgh. So Acre of Pittsburgh technically is a for-profit corporation, but it's run as a nonprofit, a not-for-profit, not a nonprofit, a not-for-profit. So Acre of Pittsburgh is a real estate investors association that I've been involved with for over 20 years. That's how I got started in the business, which is why I continue to stay involved with the organization and help others to learn about the business and improve their lives, improve their business, and improve their investment strategies. So when I started going to Acre, over 20 years ago. I was young, early 20s, working in a totally different industry, and I saw some other people that were involved in real estate and doing some really cool things, and it got my attention. And I'm like, this is pretty cool. Backstory is. Don't have to get into all that right now, but I was living in an apartment. My girlfriend at the time, who's my wife now, has been for many, many years. We were living in an apartment. It was $350 a month. That's where we started. If you didn't already know that, and I paid my rent. Neighbor paid their rent. People downstairs paid their rent, and I did the math, and I'm like, this kind of makes sense. Like, I added it all up. I figured out what I thought the building cost, and I'm like, you know what? There's some money to be made here. And if that guy can do it, so can I. And that's kind of how I got started in real estate. And that was in my early 20s. I was 20 years old at the time. And I was guided. I read a book. First book I read was Fast Cash by Ron LeGrand, and then I was led to go to the Acre meetings. And at the Acre meetings, here I am, 20 years old, know nothing about the business. I was able to meet some people in the organization who over time became really good friends and mentors of mine. I was able to meet lenders, get some money because I was 20 years old. I was broke. I wanted to buy real estate. You need money to buy real estate, so I needed some financing. I met some general contractors there, subcontractors, different vendors that I needed to start my real estate investing career. So here I am, 20 years old, starting to go to these Acre meetings month after month. Did Saturday classes when they were available, and really, went all in with trying to learn and wrap my head around and understand, as much as I could about the business. And what I found was, there were people in that room that were willing to help me. A 20-year-old kid that were willing to talk to me, in the corner, answer my questions, guide me, show me, the ins and outs, and teach me about the business. And without that kickstart, I'm not sure, where I would be at today in regards to my investing career. So fast forward, I was involved with Acre as a member for several years. And then, a few years into my membership, I had the opportunity to help out with the board. I like to help people. So I had the opportunity to help be the grunt. I was doing the microphones, carrying all the electronics back and forth and setting stuff up and getting there early, staying late, and which gave me the opportunity to spend more time with these people that were teaching me and guiding me through the business. And then did that for a little while, and then became a board member. I was on the board for several years, and then ended up becoming the president of the organization. And I was the president for many years, 7, 8 years, something like that. And helped to lead the organization. And then recently, over the last couple of years, I think about 2 years ago, I stepped back as president. I felt my time in that position had come to an end, and there was someone else that would have been a better fit to lead the organization and take the organization to the next level. So I stepped back as president. While I'm not president anymore, I am still very active. I'm on the board of directors. I'm still actively involved with the organization and the planning, and helping to run the organization and run the meetings. And while being involved with this group isn't necessarily like a charitable give back. It's not a financial contribution to where I'm helping a nonprofit. It's more so a time and resources give back type of thing. So for me, being involved with that group and helping to run the group and having the ability to help others that were in the position that I was in 20 years ago is very important. So there's nothing. Well, there's things that it's really cool. I shouldn't say there's nothing greater. I should say it's really cool to be a part of that organization and help be there to help people that are new in the business, that are struggling in the business, that are looking for a different path or some guidance on how to start their investing career or improve their current investing strategies. And when you have the ability to be in front of the room and talk to the group of people, and you see the light bulbs going off, or when you have the opportunity to have like a one-on-one conversation with somebody that's struggling, or somebody that's learning, or somebody that's trying to figure some things out in their business, and you're able to help guide those people, it's a really cool experience. So that's one of the organizations that I'm involved with is Acre of Pittsburgh. If you guys are interested, I talk about this all the time. If you guys are interested in learning about the business, there's a really cool core group of people in that group. Acre of Pittsburgh website is acrepgh.com. Go check it out. And again, it's a not-for-profit organization. So the board of directors, there's I think 12, 14 of us now, something like that, on the board, and we're all volunteers. We volunteer our time to the organization to give back, and we're there to help you guys. We're there to help improve your career, start your investing career, start your portfolio. So we're there for you guys. So it's not a big sales fest or anything like that. The cost of membership is relatively low for the resources and information that's provided. Really, the cost of membership covers the overhead for the organization with everything that it takes to run an organization, with the room rentals, the rooms, the events, the staff that we do have some staff that's required for the day to day. So, but at the end of the day, I mean, you're a couple $100 a year for all the resources that are provided through Acre of Pittsburgh. So again, that organization is very important to me. And if you guys are listening to this podcast, chances are pretty good you have an interest in real estate investing. And if you're local to Pittsburgh, go check out a monthly meeting, be my guest. If you're outside of Pittsburgh, they're available virtual. So check it out. All the information's at acrepgh.org. So that's that for Acre. One of the other organizations that I wanted to talk about today that I'm involved with is 100 Plus Men Who Care Pittsburgh. And I got involved with this organization, I want to say 2, 3 years ago, something like that. And I went as a guest. I forget how I stumbled onto the organization. I think I saw some social media stuff and I looked into it. I'm like, man, this is a really, really cool concept. And what it is it's all about the power of numbers. So the group is 100 Plus Men Who Care Pittsburgh, and they meet 4 times a year, quarterly. And at each of the quarterly meetings, three members of the organization that were chosen from the previous monthly or the previous quarterly meeting have an opportunity to present a charity, a local Pittsburgh-based charity that's important to them for one reason or another. So at the meeting, there's three charities that are presented, and then everybody that's in the room has the opportunity to vote on which charity they think is best out of the three, which presentation and which message hit home and touch them the most, get to vote on one of the three, and then whoever wins the vote of those three, everybody who's a member of 100 Plus Men Who Care Pittsburgh are asked to donate a minimum of $100 to the chosen charity. And some guys donate $100, some guys donate a couple $100, some guys donate $500 or $1,000 or whatever. And what it is, it's the power of numbers. So right now the organization has over 100 members. I think there's 120, 140 members, something like that. Not everybody can make it to a quarterly meeting. Maybe half, maybe less make it to a quarterly meeting, but everybody who's involved in the organization, even after the fact, is asked to donate to the chosen charity. So what that equates to is my $100, your $100, his $100, their $100. All of that adds up to a substantial amount of money that's raised for local Pittsburgh-based charities. So when you look at it, when I say it's the power of numbers, most people, just about anyone, a lot of people can, have the ability to donate, $50 or $100 or a couple of $100 to an organization or a mission that's important to them. If it's important to you, chances are pretty good you can find a way to, drum up $100 and support a mission. But in reality, for a nonprofit or for an organization, what does, $100 do? In today's world, $100 doesn't get you too far. But when you look at the power of numbers, and now there's, 80, 100, 120, 150 people that are all rallying together and donating, $100, $200, a couple $100 or whatever, to the chosen charity. And you're looking at generating a total of, 8, 10, 12, 20, 15, $20,000. I think our highest, collaboration was over the $20,000 mark, for 100 Plus Men Who Care Pittsburgh. When you're looking at gathering that amount of money, I mean, that amount of money makes a huge impact for local Pittsburgh-based charities. And what's really cool about this is 100 Plus Men Who Care Pittsburgh, like, they don't even have a bank account. It's not a 501c3. It's not a nonprofit. It's just a couple of guys, Kirk and Rick Malik, who got together, started this organization, and they handle all the behind the scenes stuff with marketing and with rallying the donations. But when you donate your money, it goes straight to the chosen charity. It's not a pass through. There's no overhead taken from the organization, from 100 Plus Men Who Care Pittsburgh. So when the group collaborates and they raise $10,000 goes straight to the chosen charity. So really cool concept, really cool mission. I'm super happy to have come across that and be involved with that mission. In the last couple of years that I've been a member, I've had the opportunity to present twice, and both times I was chosen and I won. The first was actually my first meeting, where I threw my name in the hat and they picked my name. I'm like, I guess I'll give a presentation. So I spoke about Glimmer of Hope, which is a organization that helps young women who are battling breast cancer. And many of you guys know that my wife went through breast cancer treatments in her late 20s, diagnosed at 27. Immediately went through treatments, and at the time, Diana Napper and Glimmer Hope were there and helped her through the process. So that organization was very important to us. Felt the need to support them. We've supported them many times over the years with different causes, different missions, and then just recently, last quarter, I was able to present for Steel City Impact, which I'm going to talk about in a little bit here. Steel City Impact was able to get up, present, won again. And the numbers are still being tallied up for that. So first time around, we were able to raise $10,000 for Glimmer of Hope Foundation. Steel City Impact, the final count is still being determined, but regardless of what it is, it's going to make a huge impact for the kids that we're serving over in the Stowe Rocks school district. So all great charities that have been chosen over the years, and really cool concept, really cool mission. Very happy to be involved with that organization. If you guys want to check it out, just go Google 100 Plus Men Who Care Pittsburgh. Ladies, don't get offended here. There is another organization. I cannot be a member of it, but it's 100 Plus Women Who Care Pittsburgh. Not sure when they meet or where they meet, but just Google it. You'll find it. Similar organization, similar mission, similar cause. You ladies can go get together, network, and make big impacts for local Pittsburgh-based charities. There's a couple other 100 plus groups in Pittsburgh. So you guys just Google it, find one that's a good fit for you, and go check out a meeting. I mean, it's not a huge commitment. It's $400 a year. That's it. So that's that. The third organization I wanted to talk about today that I'm involved with is Rotary. Recently joined Rotary. I became a Rotarian, and when I say recently, last couple of months. So I started going as a guest to the weekly meetings of the Northern Allegheny Rotary that meets in my area. How I became a member: I went on the Rotary website, filled out the little questionnaire, and then I had 2 or 3 different clubs reach out to me and say, hey, come be a guest at our club. I went, I landed on Northern Allegheny Rotary just because they met, literally, 2 miles down the street from my house, a couple of miles from my office. And I went to the club, found out that I knew a couple of people that were involved with the organization, and, really thought, really found out that it was a great group of people. So I went through the application process and got approved as a member, and I try to go to as many weekly meetings as I can. So the whole idea behind Rotary is Rotary has been around for a very, very long time, and it is a worldwide organization. There's clubs literally all over the world. And, when you're a member of Rotary, if you travel, you can go to any Rotary meeting, Rotary club as a guest. With the organization that big, they do a ton, and it's too much for me to talk about right now. If you want more information, just go to the Rotary website and check it out. But my little club that I belong to, Northern Allegheny Rotary, there's 18 members, something like that. And since the club has been formed, our little club has raised over $500,000 for local charities and other missions worldwide. Some of the things that they do, are supporting local charities, of course, and then involved with like student exchange programs and things like that. We've had some guests at our weekly meetings that were exchange students from other countries. Really cool to meet these kids and learn about them, and hear about their culture and their background and future plans and things like that. And then of course, the little Northern Allegheny Rotary Club, they're involved with some local Pittsburgh-based charities. One of the clubs that they're involved with is, I believe it's Sleep in Heavenly Peace. It's an organization, a nonprofit that builds beds and provides beds for kids that don't have a bed. And a lot of you listening to this might find that as a shock that there are kids out there that don't have a bed to sleep in, but it actually gets far worse than that for a lot of kids and a lot of families out there. And I experienced that firsthand with my involvement with Steel City Impact, which I'm going to talk about in a little bit here. So that's that, like Sleep in Heavenly Peace. What the Rotary Club does is, they do some financial contributions to the organization, but also I think it's once a month or every other month or something like that. Throw out an email to the list, and members of our club actually go to the organization Sleep in Heavenly Peace and actually build beds for kids that don't have a bed to sleep in. And it's a really cool concept. Again, I'm new to that club. I'm learning about Rotary as my involvement and my membership grows. We do different things. There's a cornhole tournament coming up in a couple of weeks, a little fundraiser. There's a wine tasting event that they do up at Lamont once a year, a fundraiser for that. So different events, different to support different organizations. Really cool group of people, really cool concept. And so far my membership, I enjoy being a part of that group. So that's the Rotary. Next one I want to talk about is very important to me. It's Steel City Impact. It's our youth program. And I'm one of the co-founders of Steel City Impact. I'm on the board of directors. How this came about was for many, many years, a good friend of ours, is like a brother to me. He has an organization. It's Inspiring Minds Youngstown, and they served underprivileged youth right in his hometown, Youngstown, Ohio. And we supported that organization, supported the mission out in Youngstown for many, many years, saw the impact that they were making with the youth. And long story short, about 2 years ago, we brought a similar mission and concept to Pittsburgh to make an impact right here in Pittsburgh with our underprivileged youth. And with that, we landed in Stowe Rock School District, which is, for those of you that don't know, Stowe Rock School District serves Stowe Township and McKees Rocks. And if you don't know that area, why we landed there, one, it's outside of the city of Pittsburgh, and they lack, they don't have some of the resources and programming that city of Pittsburgh schools have. And two, we had some ties to the community. I've been involved in Stowe Township and McKees Rocks for many, many years with my business. Early on in my investing career, I was doing a lot down in that area. So I had some ties to the community. I know some folks in the community. Friend and very good friend and other board member had a connection to the school through the principal, who was a friend of his. He's been supporting the school with different needs and missions for many, many years. So it was a good fit. We landed in Stowe Rocks, launched our program about 2 years ago through the COVID shutdown. And with that, we didn't want to come out too strong and end up getting shut down with the school going virtual and remote and all that stuff. But we also didn't want to not make an impact and start our mission and start our plan. So what we did is the board of directors, who there's 12 of us on the board of directors. We started with a core group of kids. We did like a mentorship type program. We spent some time with the kids, took them different places, exposed them to different things. And it was really cool experience to get to know, to be involved more with the community and the school and get to know the wants and needs and get to know some of the kids that were involved with our program. Really cool experience, really cool, taking these kids to places that they've never been, show them things that they've never seen before, and just expose them to different opportunities and really expose them to life outside the projects. That's our mission there. Is to guide these kids and expose these kids to different things. And with that, we rolled just completed our first 6-week summer camp. Now we have a full staff. with the program, with the organization. We were able to complete a 6-week summer camp. We're getting ready to roll into an after-school program. We got full programming with tutors available, counselors for the kids. Different guest speakers planned, different events planned, different training sessions, training modules planned for the kids for the after school program. So we hit the ground running about 2 years ago, and really over the last couple of months have really catapulted the organization to the next level to serve these kids, serve a greater amount of these kids, and to really be there on a regular, consistent basis for these kids and for the school. And again, our goal is to hold these kids accountable, with their grades, with their attendance, and guide them and expose them to different things and different opportunities. So it's a really special thing that we have there with Steel City Impact. And you guys will see, if you follow me on social media, you'll see all this different stuff that I'm involved with, and you'll see different things out there that we do for these different events. The cornhole tournament for the Rotary, for Steel City Impact, we do a couple of fundraisers a year because there's significant cost involved with running these organizations. And not, when I say cost, I'm not saying overhead. I'm not referring to staff and all that stuff. Where there's a cost associated with that. There's a big cost in just serving these kids and providing the programming and providing the transportation and providing the food and the resources that these kids need to take their lives to the next level. So we do a couple of fundraisers per year for Steel City Impact. We do the big cigar event down at Burn by Rocky Patel. We do a wine tasting event at the casino. Coming up in October, we have our first gala planned, which is going to be an amazing event. We got 400 people. We're planning on 400 people coming to the gala, local celebrities, local athletes, some guest speakers and things like that. So it's going to be a really cool really cool event, the gala that's coming up. And then throughout the year, you'll see different things that we throw out there. Like I just last week, it was my birthday, and I did the Facebook birthday fundraiser. So when you guys see that stuff out there, if you can show some love for the kids, for the mission at hand. You may not think that your $10 or your $20 or $50 or $100 is going to go very far, but the reality, just like 100 plus men who care Pittsburgh, it's the power of numbers. So $10 from you, $25 from them, $50 from whatever amount, whatever you can afford to contribute. Just look at it as the power of numbers. The more we can get to support these missions and support these organizations, the greater impact it's going to make on these kids and on their lives, or regardless of whatever the fundraiser is, whatever the mission is that you're going to support. Again, it's the power of numbers. So if you can, follow along, support, share the different drives and the different events, and help us spread the word and spread the awareness. So those are probably the top four those are the top four organizations and missions that I'm involved with. And then throughout the course of the year, I mean, there's many other things that pop up: fundraisers, drives, different events that we go to that we support, and really it's again, I just want to hone in, and it's all about the importance of giving back. So my message here today is just to find something that's important to you. Find something, whether it's Steel City Impact or, 100 plus or whatever the organization is. You want to join Rotary. You want to find an organization that is important to you and give back. And giving back isn't always just clicking on a link and donating money. Giving back is providing value, whether that's a financial contribution, whether that's a time contribution, or whether that's a resource contribution. A lot of these organizations, whether it be Steel City Impact or whatever, sometimes they just need help. They need help. And while maybe you're not in a position financially to help these organizations, you may have you may have some resources, or you may have some knowledge or some wisdom or something that you can share, or you have a specialty that you can go in and contribute your time to help these organizations. So just think about that. Think about the importance and the power of giving back, whether that's a financial contribution, whether that's, a time contribution or a resource contribution. And again, just find one of these organizations. Those are some that are important to me. And, again, throughout the year, there's so many others that come up that we support, whether it's races or drives or whatever, events, galas, different events that we go to or that we support. Regardless of what I do or what we do, I urge you to, find a mission or some missions that are important to you, something that if there was a time in your life where you were in a bad spot and an organization has helped you or helped a family member or helped a friend of yours, support that organization. I mean, they need your help. They're not going to turn you away. So, find something that's important to you and just think about, the importance and the power of giving back. So that's it. That's my message for today. I thank you guys so much for tuning in. And again, I don't have anything to offer you other than, my messages, my guidance, my talks here. So if you find value in this, all I ask in return is that, share it with somebody that can benefit from the message. Share it on social media, copy, text the link. And then as always, give me some feedback. Call, text, email, message, DMs, whatever. Let me know what you thought of the message. Let me know what you think of the message that I relay. And then, if there's anything moving forward, you got something you want me to talk about, something you want me to dive into in particular, let me know, and we'll set that up as a future episode. So that's it for today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and hope you have a great day.